everyone. Hello. I just decided I would go live tonight. Normally, I let you know in advance, but tonight I said, you know what? Let me go live to give you an update on what's going on with Let's Get Growing and a product update. So, whoever is in the building, let me know who you are. Drop your name, where you are, where you live in the world, so I can know who's joining me this evening. Um, and I'll definitely get started soon. Um, it has been quite some time since I went live. Oh, I have been like super, super, super busy. But I said I have got to go live, so I've got to give you all some updates around what is going on with Curl House. So, who is in the building? We have Shirley. Wait a minute, Shirley from Florida. Is that you that recently joined the program starting on Tuesday? Is that the Shirley from Florida? Ilana or Elena. Forgive me if I'm not pronouncing your name from Ohio. Welcome. Welcome, Michelle. Hey, Miss Michelle. Yes, I know you from YouTube. Michelle Biggs, welcome. And Miss Lana. Yes, I'm here. I told you I was going to try to go live tonight, Miss Lana. So I am here. So welcome, welcome, welcome. And welcome, Miss Shirley. I'm glad you're joining tonight. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Looking forward to meeting you on Tuesday as well. So you all, I am not going to keep y'all long tonight, even though I always say that every time I go live. But tonight, my husband is patiently waiting for me because he is hungry. And I said, wait a minute, hold on. I've got to go live tonight. I keep saying I'm going to do it and I haven't done it yet. So I am not going to keep you all long, but I really had to give you all some updates on what's going on with Curl House. So I'm going to start talking in a few minutes, but you all know if you have any questions relevant to your hair, by all means, you can drop them in the chat and I'll make sure I answer your questions. What's for dinner? I don't know what's for dinner. He's actually just getting back from Miami today. Um, and he went to some restaurant in Miami and he said he loved the dish. I think he went to the Cheesecake Factory, as a matter of fact. And he said, you know, I want to go there tonight and I want to eat something from the Cheesecake Factory. So I thought, okay, cool, we can do that tonight. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to that. Let's see. Hilton Head, Annie from Hilton Head. Welcome, Miss Jeanette. Welcome, 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 welcome. I know you all have been looking at my channel. If you've been looking at my channel, you know I always end the channel with, oh, and if you haven't joined the list for my product launch, please join the list. Yo, I've been saying that for almost a year. Yes, I've been saying it for almost a year. And I think I might finally be there. Almost. Almost. I have a few more samples I need to send out, and I will be doing that. But the goal is to relaunch around the holidays. But even before I start talking about that, let me just do a little introduction of myself. I am Karen Flowers. I am a licensed cosmetologist, a certified trichologist, which means I specialize in hair loss and helping women to regrow their hair and scalp care for those of you who do not know what a trichologist is yet. And I am also, what am I also? I'm a product developer. Okay, I can add that to my resume. So back in 2019, I started developing products for women who were dealing with hair loss and scalp issues and dry hair back in 2019. I was practicing one on one hair loss consultation. So I would see people one on one. Then you know what happened in 2020 with COVID. So all that kind of stopped. So I kind of took to the internet to get this information about regrowing your hair, healthy scalp, healthy body, because everything kind of starts within the body. So I have this product line. So I'm a product line creator. I am also the creator of Let's Get Growing, an online program that really helps women take a holistic approach to their healthy hair growth. So that's me. That's who I am. So who are you? Who do we have here? Is it anything you all want to drop anything about who you are? Can you tell us just one thing about you? Something that let me see. Let's do this. Anything positive that you want to say about your hair? How you like that question? Because as a stylist, as a trichologist, I hear all day about everything you don't like about your hair. But is it one thing you can say about your hair that you like? Anybody went gray and they're loving the new gray look, or anyone decided to go natural recently and they're loving their curls, or anyone found an amazing hair product that they like, or has anyone started drinking more water and they realize that their hair feels even more fabulous because they're drinking more water? So y'all tell me, is it one thing, put it in the comments. One thing that you like about your hair. One thing, because as usual, y'all ask me a ton of questions about your hair, but one thing that you like about it. Let's see. Miss Michelle, your hair is retaining water. Good for you. That's what I'm talking about. Awesome, awesome, awesome. If your hair is retaining water, it's retaining moisture. So moisturized hair or chronically dry hair is one of the number one reasons that I see, or that I believe that our hair is breaking off, because our hair is just chronically dry. So if your hair is retaining water, that means your hair could also in fact be retaining moisture. If it's retaining moisture, it's retaining length. So fabulous. Let's see. Miss Someone is washing my hair consistently each week. Fantastic. We got somebody washing their hair consistently each week. Wonderful. When you're washing your hair each week, you're washing your scalp each week. And I believe, and actually, not just what I believe, I've been doing a little bit more research on yeast on the scalp, and yeast on the scalp and how it affects our scalp and how it affects the growth of our hair. And the one thing that we need to do more of is wash our hair or cleanse our scalp. So fantastic. You're washing your hair consistently each week. I think that is amazing for healthy hair and healthy hair growth. Washing the hair. Miss Joyce, I got some. What you got, Miss Joyce? You got something. Let's see. Miss Jeanette says her black gray hair is much softer since I've been implementing my tips. Yes, these YouTube videos are working and your hair is softer. It's more manageable. That is wonderful. Fantastic. Fabulous. Miss Lana, I see your question. I'm gonna answer that question in a moment. Let's see. Miss Jennifer says, so you're glad. I'm glad. Oh, let me put these up here. Hold on. Okay, Jennifer, so I'm glad I stopped putting chemicals in my hair. Major difference, and it's a blessing. Fantastic, Jennifer. You stop putting chemicals in your hair, you see a major difference in your hair, and that is a blessing. That is fantastic. So, chemical relaxers, chemicals in general, anytime you're putting a chemical in your hair, you are weakening your hair because it is a chemical. So you stop putting the chemical in your hair, and you see a major difference in your hair. Fantastic. I hope, Jennifer, you are loving your chemical-free hair. I remember when I first went natural, I stopped the chemical and it was fascinating what my hair looked like. So my hair is going gray now. And even though I've been natural for 15 years, it's like, wow, my gray hair. It's like this new experience with gray hair all over again, right? With my gray hair. So anyway, let's see. Miss Joy said, Miss Joy, you said, I learned how to care for my hair. I I got some hair. Yes, Miss Joy, you got some hair, and that is a blessing. So fantastic, Miss Joy. That is great. I am so glad y'all are saying so many positive things about your hair, because I hear so many negative things about the hair. So I really encourage people to find something to be thankful for, something as it relates to your hair. So I'm glad that y'all are finding some things to be thankful for, some positive things. Let's see what this fabulous woman said. This is Corrine Wilson. Corrine Wilson says, I love my haircut. And let me tell you why Corrine loves her haircut so much, because I did it. Corrine is my mama, and she has a fabulous haircut, y'all. I'm gonna have to, I should, Mama, you want me to bring you up here so people can see you? I know she's saying no, absolutely not. But yes, Miss Corrine, aka my mommy, says she loves her haircut. So my mommy is now gray. Believe it or not, I went gray before my mother went gray. My mother, I'm telling her age, will be 75 in about 6 months, and her hair was jet black up until maybe about 6 months ago. Now she's wearing all of her gray, and believe it or not, you wouldn't believe this, But my mother still talks about my gray hair. Yes, she does. Yes, I'm putting you on Front Street, mommy. Yes, she still talks about my gray hair when her hair is gray. I don't understand it. She still throws me under the bus, excuse me, if my hair is not done. But that's your mommy. Love her anyway. So anyway, she loves her gray cut. Miss Alana said, I am blessed to have my hair natural. Yes, you are blessed to have your hair natural. It's a book that I read called Thank God I'm Natural. I read it about 10 years ago. And just the title of the book, Thank God I'm Natural, in and of itself, it's like you can really thank God that you're natural. Actually, unfortunately, the woman who wrote the book actually passed away from, I believe, from breast cancer recently, which was sad. But anyway, she introduced me. That book was so instrumental in giving me a deeper understanding of not just how to style hair but more of the science of hair. So all right, let's read some other things that we're thankful for, and then I'm gonna go back and answer your questions. I got y'all. Miss Jeanette said the aloe and glycerin is wonderful. I've been natural for 10 years. Love it. So, Miss Jeanette, I believe you're probably talking about the aloe and glycerin, the concoction in a video that I suggested people make and spray it in their hair. So wonderful. If it's not the one I recommended, my bad. But aloe and glycerin and water is a wonderful combination for your hair. It keeps your hair moisturized. So I'm glad that you absolutely love that moisturizing treatment. Let's see. I'm gonna do a few more. This, y'all, I could read all this positivity all day, but I told you my husband want to go eat, so I ain't gonna read them all. I'm gonna get started. Okay, let's see. Yes, I thank Jah God for creating hair. Yes. Do you know? Well, I was about to break down why we have hair, what hair means, why hairs are covering, but I'm gonna save that for another live. Okay, let's see. I love your growth drops. Yay. And the beautiful prayer card that you include in the packaging. I prayed it all with faith. I'm grateful to you. Give God all the glory. Fantastic, you all. If anyone has ever purchased something from me, I include just a prayer for healthy hair growth. So I know, and it's kind of I know that in terms of our hair challenges that we have, because while we're in here with all this positivity around our hair, I also know that many of us also have hair challenges. I mean, I get it. At some point, you're going to have a bad hair day. At some point, you may struggle with hair loss, particularly as you age. So, when you purchase products from me, I include a prayer card that goes out with every product, should go out with every product. And the reason I included this prayer card is because I believe that healthy hair starts within. It starts within the body. So while, yes, you are purchasing products from me, I also feel that if you are dealing with hair challenges, or let me just drop hair challenges off the table. Healthy hair starts within, regardless if you're dealing with hair challenges or not. It doesn't matter. You have to focus on self care. Self care is hair care, or health care is hair care is self care. So, in order for you to maintain healthy hair, it's going to require that you do a little more than just use products. So, in the prayer card, I encourage people to really focus on their health. I encourage people to exercise if that's what you need, to come up with stress management techniques if that's what you need, just to be thankful. So that's the prayer card that Miss Jennifer is referring to. So thank you very much. I even have the prayer. It's somewhere on my YouTube channel, you all. If you just put in hair growth prayer, it'll pop up. Okay, so thanks you all for just starting out this live with just some positivity and telling me some things that you like about your hair. I do see some of you all have some questions. I'll be answering those questions in a moment, but I just briefly want to give you all update on what's going on with Curl House and Curl House Academy. So, Curl House and Curl House Academy. Curl House in general Curl House has a product line. I released this product line back in 2020, and it grew really, really quickly. So this year, I have been in the process of going through another manufacturer, a bigger manufacturer. So, and in this process requires me to go through the entire manufacturing process. And you would be surprised that this process, maybe you're not surprised, but I was kind of surprised just how in depth the process is. I guess it should be. If it's a product line that you're releasing, you want it right. So I've been going through this process of taking my existing products and having them reformulated and enhanced at another manufacturer. And this has been taking place, you all, like since January. And yeah, I did say January. I thought the products would be ready in August. August didn't happen. September didn't happen. It's October. I am in the home stretch. I am almost there, you all, with my new product line. I did a little bit, I am going through a bit of a rebrand as well, meaning rebranding. I'm really focusing on this concept that I call growing differently. So you may hear me say that from time to time, grow differently, which means taking a different approach to your healthy hair and healthy hair growth. So it's something that I've been saying, focusing on anyway. If you go back and look at any YouTube video from when I first started, gosh, I think I've been on YouTube since 2011 or 2012. I even talked about focusing on the body and focusing on your health. So it's not a new message. It's just a message that I'm promoting more and more. And I know as a hairstylist, we tend to focus on the hair, but I tend to focus on, and I want you all to focus on all of you, not just your hair. So that's a part of the rebrand. So I've done some upgrades with the labels. I've added some more affirmations on the labels. Oh, okay, let me see. I'll just show you. Okay, this is one bottle. It's just a sample bottle, y'all. I've changed the names. I put some positive affirmations on the back, y'all. I'm super, super excited about it. And the plan is for this new or upgraded product line to release by Black Friday. Oh, it has been a process. I thank you all for your patience. I get 1,000 emails, which people are fussing me out, cursing me out, or somewhere in between. I'm joking, y'all, saying, when are your products coming back out? They are coming. The goal is to release them before the holidays. I am almost there. And I'm also incorporating or developing a new product, a moisturizing cream, because I realized that our hair is super, super dry. This gray hair is super, super dry. So I've been fooling around with a lot of formulas to figure out what can I come up with that's going to address this, our dry hair. I thank you all for those people who have given me feedback. You know who you are. Y'all have took me through the ringer with these products like, no, Karen, no, no, no. This works, this doesn't work. I thank you, because that's what I needed to continue this process of perfecting these products. So thank you. So they are coming, you all. I plan to have like a whole launch party, for lack of better words, coming soon. But I really, really wanted to give you all an update on that, on the products that's coming. And the second thing that's going on with Let's Get Growing, excuse me, with Curl House is my program, my Let's Get Growing program. So you all know I have a hair product line, but as a trichologist, I also know that it takes more than just hair products, believe it or not, to maintain healthy hair. So I am the type of person, I have integrity. I will tell people, yes, you can use this product that will help growth, that will help support growth, but it may take more than that. So I actually came up with a product, with a class, rather, a 7-week program that really goes deep with your hair. and your hair care. It really teaches you this holistic approach. It is 7 weeks, you all. It's the program that I developed. I am in the fifth iteration of this program, y'all. 5 times I have taught it, and it has gotten better each time. And after this is the last time that I'm teaching it this year, but next week is going to change. So the program called Let's Get Growing, it does start on Tuesday. Tuesday is the first day. It is 7 weeks. If you want more information about it, you can go to curlhouseacademy.com. So we are starting on Tuesday. It is not too late to join. It is an online program, and all the program is recorded as well if you miss it, and sometimes you may listen to a recording, but it's a really, really phenomenal program. What I did with this program as a trichologist, I would see people, I would treat I would treat women one on one, and we would go through just a whole consultation and a whole treatment plan. I have taken my hundreds of consultations and I have kind of put them all in a program. So even though it's a small group of women who participate in the program, it's still, you still walk away with a customized, personalized hair treatment plan. And it is helpful for people who are dealing with hair loss, or if you're not dealing with hair loss. If you want to know how to treat your hair to maintain healthy hair that's specific to you, then the program is for you. It is designed for women who are over 40. You don't have to be over 40, but everyone who's completed the program has been over 40, because when we hit 40 and above, some things kind of change in our body, and sometimes those changes in our body affect our hair. So it is designed for women over 40, but again, anybody can join the program. Okay, so if you want more information about that, you can go to curlhouseacademy.com. Let's see. So I'm going to answer some of your questions. I said I'm not going to keep you all late this Sunday evening, but I know you all have some questions for me. So I'm going to go through and answer your questions. And I'm going to start with this one. Miss Lanya, how's your plans for your podcast going? So you remember that. You remember when I made that announcement that I'm going to do this podcast called On the Couch with Curl House. How are my plans going? They're not, because I haven't figured out time to do them. Can you help a sister out? Can you send me an email and say, hey, I have some suggestions for you? So I haven't started doing it yet. I'm keeping it 100% real. I don't have, I have plans, but I haven't implemented it. The goal was to implement it this year. That didn't happen. So that plan is going to go right on my 2025 plans to implement it next year. A podcast on the couch of Curl House, where I really bring in people outside of myself to talk about things relevant to hair, relevant to health, relevant to wellness, relevant to lifestyle. That is the thing that I'm now passionate about. And that is the thing that I really want to share with my Curl House community. So, how are the plans going? We're still planning. It's coming. I'm getting there, but thank you for holding me accountable. Thank you for remembering what I said and holding me accountable. And if you have some suggestions for me concerning that, you know how to reach me. info@curlhouseacademy.com. Okay, let's see. I'm answering your questions, you all. Let's see. Question here. My looser coils grow faster than the tighter curls, and it's grown to tailbone length, but it's uneven and thinner on the ends. Is it best to cut my hair at the thicker part of my hair? Okay, let me read that one more time. My looser coils grow faster than the tighter curls. Okay. And so your looser curls have grown to tailbone length. Okay, that's long. Tailbone length, but it's uneven and thinner on the ends. Is it best to cut my hair at the thicker part of my hair? So when you are cutting your hair in terms of your tighter curls and your looser curls, so in general, in terms of hair growth, your hair can grow at different rates. So my hair is up here, you can't see it, but my hair grows slower at the top and just shoots out everywhere else. That could be hair, like exactly what you said. One part of your hair grows faster than the other part. Tighter curls, generally speaking, the tighter the curl, the drier the hair. So if you're dealing with two different textures, looser curls and tighter curls, to cut the hair that it's best to cut the ends that need to be trimmed. So it's not necessarily the thicker part. When you blow your hair out, I suggest, if you're doing it yourself, I have a whole video on how you can trim your own ends, but by all means, you can go to a professional all at the same time. But if you're doing it yourself, blow your hair out. And let's see, if you take, I wish my hair was out. I don't have anything white. Oh, all right. All right. You all, can't help myself. All right. So this is Tanika. If you can see this, you want to know, is it best to cut it at the thicker part? I'm not sure if I totally understand your question, so I hope I answer it correctly. But in terms of what to cut, if the hair, for example, this is, let's see, this is the thicker part. This would be the thinner part. When you're cutting your hair, it's best to cut the thinner part. So because that's the part that is split, or the part that might be damaged, the part that you can see right through. It's easier to see it if your hair is like blown out straight. Particularly if you're doing it yourself, I do recommend that you blow dry it straight. But if this is the thicker part, don't cut the thicker part. That's the healthier part. Cut the thinner part. You can even take a white piece of paper if you can't see it. And you can see it even better like this. Hold on, let me do it like that. Oh, okay. Well, y'all see what I'm trying to do. You can see the thinner part from the thicker part. So in other words, you're going to cut the thinner part, but you do cut a little bit of the thicker part. So if I were trimming her ends, I'm not just going to trim what's thin. You see how this part is a little thicker? I'm going to trim just a little bit of that to make sure you get them all. Now, I hope you got that. I hope that made sense to you, Miss Lana. But yes, cut the thinnest part with about I don't know, 1/8 of an inch, if that, of the thicker part to make sure you get all of the split ends. Whew, that was a lot. I hope you got it. Okay, let's see. Okay, so Miss Joyce wants to know, I would like to know how to tell what type of hair I have. So in terms of hair typing, I would just keep it real. I'm not, generally speaking, I'm not the hairstylist that's going to say you have 4CA or 4CB or 4C. I don't really like that typing system. I've never liked that typing system. I remember when I was in the hair salon, someone asked me what hair type do I have. I had just did her big chop and I said, "Oh, you have 4C hair." And I remember the lady just broke down and started crying in the chair, and I couldn't figure out, well, why are you crying? Because she heard 4C is bad hair. And in that moment I said, okay, I will never say that again. I will teach you about your curl pattern, and I will teach you about your hair texture. So in terms of hair texture, your hair can be fine, medium, or coarse. Fine hair would be very, very a thin hair strand. For example, about the size, it would be smaller than a piece of thread. Medium textured hair is about the size of a piece of thread. And then coarser hair is a thicker piece of thread. In terms of what your curl pattern looks like, curl patterns can look from anything from a tight C, which is a really, really tight coil, to a larger C, which is a looser curl, to an S, which is a wave, to a tight S, which is a tighter wave. You can have some Z's as well. So that is really how I categorize your hair type. But if you want to go for A, for B, for C, and if you want to take, if that's what works best for you, then you can take a piece of hair strand and look at the hair strand. And you can put it on a white piece of paper to see whether or not you have a C, a tighter C, whether or not you have a Z, or whether or not you have an S. Generally speaking, the 4A would be more of the looser curl, down to the 4C would be the tighter curl. But Miss Joyce, just in terms of the hair type, generally speaking, the tighter your curls, the drier your hair. So knowing what your curl looks like will also help you to determine your moisture cycle. I hope that answered your question. I really, really hope it did. But that's how you determine what type you have. You really have to look at the size of the strand and look at the size of the curl. This is something else that I teach in Let's Get Growing as well. Okay, because Miss Joy, I think you just said you might be new to natural. I think that was you. I read someone said they recently did their big chop. If that is you, if you are new to natural hair, then I don't want you to focus on your hair type. Don't focus on your hair type in general, or don't get caught up focusing on your hair type and what hair type you have. Don't get caught up doing that. You can determine what your porosity is. So that will be your homework. Go to YouTube, look at one of my, put in porosity to help you to determine your porosity. And your porosity will also help you dictate how to care for your hair. Porosity is really your hair's ability to retain and absorb moisture. You can be low porosity, medium porosity, or high porosity. But I could go and talk about that for 2 hours, but I won't do that here. Okay, let's see. I'm going down, reading your questions. I have salt and pepper hair. I'm in California, so the water is very hard. Ooh, I know that. And my ends tend to stay dry no matter what I use. It's the challenge. I have had some horrible experiences with hard water. I have had some serious hard water damage where I had to cut off several inches. I don't know, Nee, if you can in California, if you can, I don't know if you cleanse your hair in the shower, if you can get a water filter for your shower, that may help as an option. Many times in a hair salon, we have filter attachments on our faucets, so that may help. And in terms of your hair staying so dry, if you are doing everything proper with your hair in terms of moisturizers, sometimes it's not always the product. So if you know your moisture cycle, if you're moisturizing your hair, if you feel like I got this, I'm moisturizing my hair, I'm doing everything right, and if your hair still can't retain water, then it could in fact be your water, and you know it's your water, you know it's very hard. So I'm going to suggest that you get a water filter to filter out some of the chlorine and some of the metal in your water that's causing your water to be hard, and so it doesn't continue to affect your hair and keep it so dry. So hopefully that helps. Hopefully you get one. I do have a recommendation for one it's in one of my YouTube videos. It's on Amazon. The one that I use, it's really, really effective. Okay, let's see. Is there a measurement of aloe and glycerin? So what I recommend in terms of this is a concoction, like if you want to do it yourself, pull together a moisturizing spray. You can use water or aloe vera juice and glycerin. And glycerin is the thing. So for example, I recommend, depending on whatever size bottle you have, you can start with like 10% glycerin. So if you have a 8-ounce water bottle, a glycerin would be 0.8 ounces. So 10% glycerin in whatever size water bottle you have, 10% glycerin. And the thing with glycerin, if it's too much glycerin, it's going to make your hair feel kind of gummy. So you don't want too much glycerin. The cool thing with glycerin, if you spray it in your hair, and if your hair feels too gummy, you can just add more water to it to dilute it more. And glycerin just rinses right off as well. So that's my recommendation there. Miss Veronica said, I love that. I believe God helped me grow my hair back 6 years ago. And when you use a healthy hair regimen for my hair and body, amen. I absolutely believe that. I believe you can go to God for anything. I do believe God can give you instructions. I do believe God can give you the motivation. I do believe God can be your support system. I do believe God can keep you encouragement to help you grow your hair back. I'm a faith-based person. I think all things are possible if you believe, but you first have to start out believing that it's possible. You have to first start with your mindset. So awesome, Miss Veronica. I believe that as well. Good for you. I hope that encourages someone else. Miss Joy, what is your daily routine to manage your hair? Okay, that's a good question. Depending on how I'm wearing my hair, normally, oh, you said daily routine. It all depends on how I'm wearing my hair. Now, I just did this little bun to look real cute for y'all. Um, in about a month, when I do my product launch, I'm going to show y'all what my hair really looks like, because people have gotten it twisted. My hair don't look like this unless I put products in it to really keep it moisturized and softer, particularly since it's gone gray. So now, in terms of what I'm doing to manage my hair, depending on how I do my hair, so up until now, I'll do a wash and go. Typically, I'll do a wash and go, and I'll use my leave-in conditioner. This, I have a cream. So I've been testing this cream, y'all, all year. It's called the sealer. So I have my new fancy names too, which is a cream that has oil in it. And then I'll put a little gel in it. And then that's all I'll do. I'll let it dry and I'll do my wash and go, which is typically how you'll see me in a YouTube video. And then the next day, because I developed this cream, it really locks in my moisture a little bit more. So I don't have to put anything in it on day two, surprisingly, because normally I would spray a leave-in in my hair every day. But now that I have this cream, like I said, I've been testing this cream for a while, I can go a few days without putting so much moisturizer in my hair. But by day three, I'll get in the shower, I'll let the mist kind of, the steam rather, kind of soften my hair a little bit. And I may put a little bit of moisturizer in my hair, and that's it. But by day three, my hair is up in an afro puff. And when it's up in an afro puff, which is how it looked about 30 minutes ago before I got cute for this live, when it's up in an afro puff, I don't do much to it. But I'll put a little cream in it maybe by day four, by day five. I don't do much to it by day five, but day six, seven, then I'm washing it out and doing all over again. So that is my daily routine. Now I will say this, Joy, in about a month, I promise you all, I will reintroduce myself yet again with what my hair really looks like, because your jaws are going to drop. Like in my Let's Get Growing class, we have a bonus class, which is a hands-on styling class where my hair is out. We come to class with our hair clean and we are playing in our hair, and the women are just blown away at what my hair actually looks like. So when I tell you I understand the struggle, I understand the struggle that you may be having with your hair and having with your gray hair. Because when my hair went gray, it was like, oh, okay. It was, for me, even as a hairstylist, I will not let anything defeat me. As a hairstylist, I will figure it out. But it was still something that I had to figure out. My hair, my texture completely changed. At some point, I was moisturizing it every day because my hair is high porosity, which means it doesn't hold on to moisture as long. So I had to do a lot of things differently with my hair. But I am going to show you, Joy, what my hair looks like product free. But daily, I may use a leave-in, I may use a little bit of cream, depending on how I'm wearing it. Now, when I put it in my big chunky twist, so sometimes I don't feel like doing none of that. I will wash my hair, put in a leave-in, put in some cream, put it in big chunky twists, and keep it like that for a week. And when I do it like that, when I put it in twist, the twist is more of a contained style. So when I put it in twist with my cream, I don't even put any styling products. I put the leave-in conditioner, a spray leave-in conditioner, a cream that has humectants in it and oils. It can literally sit like that for 3 or 4 days, and I don't have to put anything in it. Like I don't have to spray any moisturizer, because when your hair is in a contained style, meaning your hair is not all out, when it's contained, like in two-strand twist, it actually holds on to moisture much longer. When your hair is out, like in a twist out or in a wash and go, then the moisture escapes the hair much quicker. Like, for example, if you were in the hair salon and if you got your hair two-strand twisted, when I two-strand twisted my clients' hair, none of them sat under the dryer until their hair completely dried, because it would take so long for their hair to completely dry. If they wanted something quick, then I would do a wash and go, put them on the hair dryer. The hair is out, so it dries much quicker. Anyway, I know I'm talking a lot. So, yes, I hope that answered your question. But stick around. Like I said, I will be going live soon where you see all my hair exposed. All right, let's see. I'm gonna get through these questions. Okay, still good on time. Please, I would love to ask if we can use ACV and bentonite clay mixture in place of a clarifying shampoo. Thank you so much. Yes, you can. So you don't have to use a clarifying shampoo as a clarifier. So I recommend about generally speaking about once a month. Generally speaking, once a month, depending on how you wear your hair. If you put a ton of products in your hair, you need to strip some of the stuff off your hair. You can do apple cider vinegar and a clay mixture for your hair and your scalp. The bentonite clay mixture actually absorbs moisture, it not moisture, it absorbs some of the oil from your hair. It does strip your hair. Now, I don't think, I don't know if I would use both, Miss Elizabeth. I would do one or the other. I don't think I would mix them. You don't want, yeah, you do want your hair clarified, but you don't want it stripped. So ACV and you can, but let me say this. I would recommend, because these things when you're doing mixtures like this, try it. I do believe everyone's hair routine may be different. So if you're going to use ACV in clay, it does seem a little strong, but you can try it on one section of your hair and see how it feels. If it feels too stripped, you will know feels too stripped. Your hair kind of feels like straw when it's stripped. Your hair should hold on some oil. That clay mixture will strip the hair of the oil, but you don't want it to be stripped to the point where your hair feels like straw. So I want you to try it. If it feels too stripped, do one or the other and mix the clay with water as opposed to ACV. All right, hope that helped. How often can you do caffeine spray on the scalp? So the caffeine spray is the caffeine is great for stimulating growth in general. I'm not sure what if it's straight caffeine spray, if it mixed with water. I'm not sure the type of caffeine spray. But generally speaking, when you're putting stuff on your scalp, I'll say less is more. So I don't recommend that you spray anything on your scalp. You don't have to spray it every day. The caffeine in and of itself is very strong. You probably don't need to spray it every day. I'm going to recommend twice a week, 2 to 3 times a week max. So what I typically recommend would be every other day. So when you're putting stuff on your scalp, you want to give it time to work, right? So if you're spraying stuff, if you're constantly putting stuff on the scalp, you can really disrupt your scalp microbiota or the environment on your scalp. You know, your scalp has microorganisms and yeast on the scalp, stuff that's supposed to be on your scalp. But when you're putting so much products and sprays and all this stuff on your scalp, it can disrupt that environment, creating flakes, creating itching. And it's not just the product. We're also sweating. Whenever we go outside, the pollutants in our air, in the air affects our hair. So you want to be mindful of what you're putting on your scalp, and you're not putting a lot of stuff on your scalp. So anyway, caffeine spray, to answer your question, because I'm all around the mulberry bush, 2 or 3 times a week. I wouldn't do it every day. Oh, ambernu oil. I tell you, Miss Lana, I tell you, you keep me on my toes. What do I think? I don't know. I don't think nothing because I don't know. But here I am finding something to write it down. Hold on, let me write it down. Okay, I'm coming back up here next week, Miss Lana, and I'm gonna answer that question for you because you know I'm gonna go and do some research. You know how I do. Okay, let's see. Okay, what's the difference? Okay, what time is it? Oh, I got like 2 minutes, y'all. Oh gosh. Okay, let me just answer real quick. Keratin protein bond repair. What's the difference? Which do you recommend to use monthly on a regular basis? Keratin protein are kind of similar. So when you see things like keratin treatment or protein treatment, they are very similar. Those masks or conditioners are really meant to strengthen the cuticle layer, the outer part of your hair, with protein and keratin. And bond repair is more so specific to people. Bond repair is a little deeper. So, bond repair helps to repair the bonds of your hair. So, really, when you're doing color, if your hair is not colored, or if it's not really stripped of protein, a bond repair shampoo or bond repair conditioner might be a little strong for you, because your hair is the bonds of your hair have not been disrupted by a chemical, for example. So you may not need a bond repair. Now, this is in general. Nowadays, when people have hair products, we have all these names on hair products, and you can't really tell the difference. But typically, you'll do a bond repair after a chemical, because you have broken down the bonds of your hair and you have to repair them. If your hair is chemical free, then you may not need something as strong as a bond repair conditioner or shampoo. So, in general, but like I said, that is in general. There's so many different product lines out here. I typically recommend make sure you read the label. So in terms of a keratin protein treatment, I would recommend monthly, regular basis. I would definitely not recommend those on a regular basis unless you have color, unless your hair is bleached, unless you have permanent color, unless you are the type of natural who blow dries your hair out all the time. And that kind of disrupts the protein balance of your hair. I recommend at least once a month. So I typically give myself a protein treatment once a month, or every 2 months. It all depends on what I'm doing with my hair. So a regular basis, when I think regular basis, I think wash day, which is like on every 7 days. So I think that would be too often for a protein treatment, particularly if the protein structure of your hair has not been damaged or disrupted or compromised due to color, or due to straightening your hair or something like that. So I wouldn't recommend it on a regular basis, monthly or every 8 weeks. Some people, depending on how they wear their hair, will do a protein treatment once a quarter. So every 3 months. And that's okay too. There are some conditioners out here where the protein, it's hydrolyzed protein, but the protein is not like a super strong protein. It's not like a liquid protein. Whenever you're using a liquid protein, then typically a liquid protein buzzword is that is like more concentrated protein. Sometimes you can leave that for the hairstylist, or there are some liquid proteins like apple G, excuse me, for example, is a liquid protein. You can get that over the counter at like a Sally's or online or something like that. But most protein conditioners do have some form of hydrolyzed protein in them, which is not as strong as the more concentrated liquid protein. You can even use those about once a month. So the one that I recommend is by Hydrothermal Naturals. Fabulous protein treatment. Hydrothermal Naturals. It's called protein amino acid. But to answer your question, Stephanie, no more than once a month, generally speaking. Okay. All right. Let me move on. Okay, I'm gonna do a few more questions, and I am y'all. I got a lot of questions. Okay, I'm gonna go through these questions fast. If I talk so much, why do I talk so much? Oh, y'all know I can't help myself. I love it. I love to give out information. I love to educate. Okay, let's see. Let's see, Miss Jefferson, you said I thought my hair was high porosity because it dries extremely fast. After watching my YouTube videos, I'm now confused. I don't have dandruff, but my hair is very dry. Okay, so in terms of dandruff would be a scalp thing. Hair is a little different. Actually, the health of your scalp really does affect your hair, but for purposes of your question, I'm going to keep it separate. So high porosity, you say your hair is high porosity and it dries fast. After watching the videos, you're confused. Now, Miss Jefferson, I don't want to confuse you. I have a few videos on high porosity hair and low porosity hair. Now, in terms of determining your porosity, one way to do it, and let me note, determining your porosity, none of this is scientific, okay? You can take a clean strand, keyword, you can take a clean strand of hair and dip it in water and see how long, see if that strand just floats on the top or if it just drops to the bottom. Keyword is clean strand. Many people don't use a clean strand, and that's where they get confused. You said your hair dries extremely fast. It drying extremely fast can be in part due to porosity. Because your hair takes up moisture and it releases moisture just as quickly. Some people's hair may dry fast because their hair is short. So the shorter your hair is, the more quickly it may dry, or the density of the hair can affect dryness. So I don't want you to be confused. So in generally speaking, to high porosity hair, and I'll be able to show you when I reveal what my hair looks like. It's not a reveal, but when I show you what my hair looks like, you'll be able to see clear as day what high porosity hair looks like, because my hair is part high and part low porosity, actually. But if you have high porosity hair, typically your hair will dry faster. Typically, it may look more frizzy. Because you're taking in that moisture and it's releasing it just as quickly. It may be more frizzy as well. It may look a little more wiry sometimes. Low porosity hair may not dry as fast. Low porosity hair, if you wet your hair and you have these beads on your hair, so to speak, then that means it's just taking longer for your hair strand to absorb the water or the moisture. That's another way that you can determine whether or not you have low porosity hair as well. So I don't want you to be confused, Miss Jefferson. Um, if you did that porosity test, do it again on wet, I mean clean hair. Now you said you don't have dandruff, but my hair is very dry. So dandruff and your hair being very dry, your hair could be very dry for several reasons. Now, I need you all to bear with me. I will be doing a whole series on dry hair, and I'll be doing it like back to back during the holiday season. You all, it's coming. It is coming. We are going to address this dryness that we are experiencing with our hair. Many times, if your hair is dry, that could have something to do with what's going on internally too. Are you drinking adequate amounts of water? Okay, Miss Jefferson, I hope that helped you. If you did do that porosity test, I want you to do it again, and I want you to do it after you wash your hair and let me know if you had different results. And you can even leave a comment on a video, because I get the comments too. Okay, all right, let's see. I think I'm going to start wrapping up in a little bit. Virginia, yes, you remember the Jerry Curl juice. Yes, back in the day, the Jerry Curl juice had the glycerin in it. Jerry curl juice had glycerin in it. And I have never seen a dry Jerry curl. I've seen juicy Jerry curls. So the Jerry curl juice had glycerin in it. And that is in part what kept that Jerry curl looking juicy and moisturized and greasy, because of glycerin. So anyway, glycerin is just awesome for the hair. It is awesome for the hair. I am going, let me answer just one more. Is it okay to keep a blowout style? For example, 2 weeks, get it washed, conditioned, blow dried, so it's straight. So, in terms of a blowout style or a blowout, and I know we're about to enter the blowout season, it is okay to keep a blowout. Now, if you're constantly doing a blowout, so you blow it out, straighten it, wash your hair, and do it again, that can eventually lead to heat damage. I don't care how much thermal protector you're putting in your hair. If you're constantly putting a flat iron to your hair, even if you do it once a month, or even if you do it once a week, that is 52 weeks. You're putting heat to your hair 52 weeks. If you do it every 2 weeks, that's at least 25 times. That's a lot of heat. So I do not recommend that you do blowout after blowout after blowout. Now, I do not recommend that you do it and expect to keep your curl pattern. I do know some women who are natural and they prefer their natural hair straight, and that is okay. So when they, even though they're natural, they don't have, their curl pattern has been disrupted. So keep that in mind if you're going to choose a blowout style. So if you're doing it every 2 weeks, be mindful that your curl pattern may start to drop. And if you are someone who is going to get your hair a blowout or silk press or whatever you call it, make sure that you do a protein treatment. We talked about those protein treatments earlier. Make sure that you do a protein treatment before you blow dry your hair. Like, so when you say get it washed, conditioned, condition with a protein treatment that is going to help the integrity of the outer cuticle layer of your hair. So make sure that you do that protein treatment before the blowout and after the blowout. I actually have a video, Hope, or actually Christina is your name, on my channel on, because I do one. Usually I do it every year. So I did one, I think on January 1st of this year. I have the step by step of how I did a blowout. Actually, I got it done at the hair salon, and then I did a follow up video of how to maintain it. So you may want to look at that. Um, let's see. Okay, y'all. I have. Oh, let me answer this. Caffeine from green tea, and thank you so much. You're welcome. So, green tea, you can use green tea in different ways. You can do green tea as a rinse. So, you can do a green tea rinse. You can wash your hair and do green tea and rinse it out for your scalp, or you can do green tea and leave it in. Now, I wouldn't get in the habit if you're doing caffeine from green tea. I would definitely, and if you're leaving it in, I would probably reduce that to putting it on your scalp about straight green tea once or twice a week. Um, let's see. I pre-poo. Look at me still answering questions. I pre-poo before every wash. Should you? You don't have to. I encourage you that you do it before every wash. I do it, and it has just been amazing for my hair. Amazing for my hair. I pre-poo every week. Okay, so as I wrap up, you all, because it's 7:40, and I told y'all my husband is hungry. He's waiting for me. So I just want to remind you all that Curl House product line, my new collection is coming out soon, you all. When my new collection comes out, I will be teaching you even more how to grow differently, even with this product line, y'all. I'm super excited about it. I thank you for your patience because it's been a long time. It's been one whole year, but I am almost there. I'm almost there. So the product line is coming soon by the holidays. And also, if you are someone who needs a little extra help with growing and maintaining your hair, I encourage you to consider Let's Get Growing, my online program that starts on this Tuesday at 7 p.m. You can go to curlhouseacademy.com to get more information about it, to register for the class. There are payment plans available as well. So curlhouseacademy.com. It is 7:40, you all. I will be back next week. And I will be back a lot during the holidays because I'll be relaunching this product line, and I will be showing you how to use it, and I'll be showing you what it looks like on this gray hair. Okay, guys, y'all have a good evening. Happy Sunday. Love you all and stay fabulous. Good night.